Hey, this is Justin with RX Gymnastics. So looking around, I've seen a few takes on a muscle-up analysis, and I just wanted to throw a few of my ideas into the mix, try and see if this would help you guys get yours. We're going to start a couple week series on the muscle-up where I'm going to give you some different drills and skills to help you get this skill before hopefully it comes up during the open. But we're going to start here with this analysis. So for me, there are 3 different steps that you have to become great at to accomplish a muscle-up. Step 1 is going to be the swing. I'm going to talk about how we're going to get that well. Step 2 is going to be the hip drive. And step 3 is going to be the transition. I know these might sound basic, but I'm hoping breaking them down makes this movement a little bit easier for you guys to get. So, starting with step 1, we are going to start with the swing. The swing is what generates our initial power as we go up to the rings. We're going to have 2 of the same body positions that we see in the kipping pull-up or the toes to bar. It is this hollow to arch swing. So you see as I approach the rings, I'm going to jump up, and I'm creating a hollow body by engaging my lats. You'll notice that my body has a nearly straight line, trying to keep that arch position, but there's no bend in my knees or my hips. I'm going to go from there, drive my heels back by driving my chest forward. If we look at the rings of reference, my chest is going in front of the rings. My feet are going behind them, creating a counterbalance. Again, we notice in the peak position of my swing, my body is still in a nice curved line, but my legs and hips are still straight. I'm creating that power, creating a little tension in my back. Think about a rubber band, tightening that up to create power or force when I swing back into the hollow position. Again, going here in this hollow position, no bend in my knees or my hips, driving up, engaging my lats, where we see a big, strong position. And this is where step 1 ends. So again, to kind of recap on step 1, this big swing, we want to keep a nice straight body all the way through. Make sure we have tension in that hollow and arch position, tightening of our lats, tightening of our back to create those positions. Chest in front, feet in behind the rings, we're in that arch position. Chest behind, feet in front, we're in that hollow position, creating nice, straight, strong lines. So, once we get to this position, we are now in step 2. The swing gets us to a point, but if we want to carry it through, we have to have a strong hip drive. This is no different than doing a kipping pull-up, kipping chest to bar, bar muscle up, anything like that. The hips are going to create the power. You'll notice from this point my arms are straight. There's no bend in the arms until my hips create that power. I want you guys to think of this like a rocket ship trying to go to outer space. The swing is that initial rocket, but for me to get through the atmosphere to get where I'm trying to go, I have to have the booster rocket to continue my transition. That's where the hips come in. So we have to have a strong hip drive going straight up for me to continue this movement. So you'll see here, my legs are still nice and straight, arms are straight. My hips are going to go from a closed position, strong drive, squeeze my glutes, to an open position. And I rise, rise, rise. My arms will start to bend. And as my arms start to bend, they're going to pull to my belly button or hips, creating a nice straight line. The closer I can get this line to the rings, the closer I can get those rings to my hips or belly button, the easier it will be for me to transition over them. So you see that I'm here. I have completed step 2. My hips have gone from a closed position to an open position. My so-called booster rockets have gotten me that far. Final thing to do is for me to create a quick transition. The cue that I like for this one, if you'll notice it right now, I'm looking up at the ceiling. The cue that works well for me is I go from this position of looking up to quickly looking down. So you'll see as I transition over the rings, my head is going to violently go, face the ground, face the floor, and I go into the bottom of a ring dip position, swing through, and I'm going to press up out of that. So there are the 3 steps, guys. I'm going to take us through it one more time as I swing out of these rings. I have a big, strong swing going from a hollow to a tight arch, straight legs, back through to a hollow, take me to the highest point they can, where step 2 happens, the big hip drive, all the way up to the rings, hand pull to belly button or hips. In that nice straight position from here, I'm going to have a quick transition. Eyes go from looking up toward the ceiling to down toward the ground to put me in that bottom ring dip position. I hope this helps you guys. Please stay tuned to the page where I will give you guys some tips and tricks on ways to make these 3 steps easier for you guys to accomplish. Good luck in getting your muscle up. Let me know if this helps.